The Square Ball Podcast.
Well, here we go again. It's another episode of Propaganda, our weekly tour of the football fan channels. Hello to you. It's in your podcast app. It's on YouTube. I'm Dan. With me is Michael and Dean Smith as well. All right, chaps, we're all good, aren't we? Hello.
For now, yeah.
The mood has shifted again. Get to that in a second. Quickly mention Levi Solicitors in a really positive and upbeat way.
Woo! Those guys. Yes. What do you want? What do you want from them? A will?
A probate. Maybe
I'm not sure you can get a probate, can you? It's like
sounds a bit medical.
It's a survey. It's a service in it. But yeah, you want some dispute resolution? Do you want some conveyancing? Go speak to them.
I'd like some commercial property advice.
Would you like it at a discount?
Please.
Where would you go for that?
levisolicitors.co.uk/the square ball for a 10% discount on your legal fees on a full range of services. And what a range of services it is.
Very much so. Have a look at the website or just listen long enough and I'll probably get round to them all at some stage.
And we're looking forward to National
Conveyancing Week
next week.
Oh, it's a big one.
It's in the diary. It's in the diary. Also in the diary is Leeds United against Millwall. That's happening tonight after we record. If you're listening afterwards, you will know what happened. Weren't we silly to be optimistic? Weren't we right to be optimistic? One of the two. But anyway, we're off the back of the Tuesday night results when everybody that we vaguely give a shit about drew 1-1.
They did. Yeah, I must admit, at one point last night, I looked at Sunderland and went, "Oh shit, they're catching us too. They can be on our tails here as well. I've forgotten about them completely a few weeks ago, but they drew 2. So it was all fine in the end. Having tried desperately to disengage for it successfully for about an hour, I then made the mistake. I'd even muted WhatsApp groups and stuff, so I wouldn't be getting notifications.
Yep.
And then I made a mistake of checking, didn't I? And I was like, then about every 30 seconds, refreshing it.
I told you all yesterday, the championship is going to championship. Between now and the end of the season, there will be game weeks where this happens and there'll be more drop points from us, I'm afraid to tell you. But
no, there won't.
Well, there might not be.
30 out of 30, Dean.
I mean, I'd take it. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
It's only a week since we were saying how terrible Derby were. Now they've beaten Blackburn and
Frank Lampard's Coventry City.
Haven't they?
Frank Lampard's Derby County beat Frank Lampard's Coventry City.
Pretty much.
Wow.
Sounds unfair, that, if he was in charge of both.
But yeah, that was a decent turn of events last night. Has given us the platform, which I hope we build on in a few hours at Ellen Road.
Take a draw tonight, get us back to the top.
Do you know what? Under the circumstances, it might end up being one of those where if you fall behind early, you start bargaining and it gets to 79 minutes and you go, right, we'll take a draw. Draw's fine. Draw's fine. But no, let's win tonight. We've had our wobble now. That was it. That wobble. We've done it. It's out of the way.
We're going to win the home games and get things away from home and everything will be perfect. And we'll be in the Premier League next season getting twatted about every week. Perfect.
Don't even think about that.
Okay, fine.
Don't even think about it. But yeah, a win tonight, I think definitely puts Sunderland to bed forever and out of our minds. And of course it does, mate.
I thought beating them the other week did that.
No, it does. What? Well, you're telling me with 9 games to go, they would be able to engage some sort of 4-game swing on us?
It's possible.
Right.
Probably not, though.
Yeah. And it gives us such a chance to pull away. Just do it. I can't take anymore.
I'm glad to know you're relaxed and just enjoying this season anyway.
Do you know what? As I said to you all week, I will maintain my position. I've been really looking forward to tonight, genuinely, because...
That's your position, but...
I am.
It's not.
Do you know what?
It's also not the truth.
Did not watch a minute of the games last night.
You know,
but no, I was like, I went out for a drive in the first half. I went driving around the Leeds Ring Road for a bit.
Fucking hell, Dan. What? Around the Leeds Ring Road?
Yeah, but you're fine, yeah.
Well, yeah. So
things are fine.
There are much nicer drives you can just.
No, but I went down the Leeds Ring Road.
What I did was I ran a cold bath and tried to sit. So I was just sitting on my breath for.
And then drove to Chapel Allerton, which is a very nice leafy suburb.
Did you have shoes on or just been your bare feet?
Yeah, nope, shoes fully on. Yeah,
Toblerones?
Nope, none of those. And I went to I tried out a different Aldi, went to the one in Chapel Allerton, which is very civilised.
You know how to live, mate. Give me that.
Bought some Greek yoghurt.
Dan, you've had a breakdown.
Sorry to tell me.
And you need, you just need someone to tell you, this isn't someone having a good time.
No, but I needed a couple of bits from Aldi, but I instead drove to a Leeds Aldi just because I didn't want to be sat there incessantly watching the football. I thought I'm going to go do something else, which was drive, and I drove back, and then I got sucked into it second half on my phone. I didn't watch the games, but I was watching the scores on FOTMob, and like you, I thought I won't check the WhatsApp groups, but obviously then did. But so I felt like it was a good halfway house. If I was a smackhead, that was the methadone.
You started this story claiming
what I'm saying is I'm a smackhead who's had a breakdown.
You started this story claiming that this was going to prove just how low-key you are. Everything about that story was in search of release from the football.
Yeah. But
You
that's fine.
You driving around like Sylvester Stallone in Rocky IV, pondering his friend's death. Flashbacks in your head.
Did I imagine a soundtrack in the background? Yes, I did.
Joel Pirro's flashing that ball over the bar, going in front of your vision.
Slow motion. No, Joel. No, Adrian.
Well, let's get back into some of the trauma.
But I was just going to say, I dealt with last night far better than I thought I was going to do. I thought I'd get fully sucked into it and I'd be watching both games, flicking between them. Didn't watch any of it, which was quite pleasing, actually. And I am genuinely looking forward to tonight. I think the atmosphere is going to be ace, as I said, last couple of days, because Ellen Road steps up under these occasions and it's right there.
And if we lose and you happen to drive home via, I don't know, Hull, so be it.
Mm.
Yes, technically it's the wrong direction.
Might I get on a ferry and never come back again? Yes. There's a chance. Will I wake up in Rotterdam? There's a chance.
Why are you in Norwich, Dan? I just wanted to try this Asda, everyone. Relax. It's perfectly normal.
There's a good services at T-Bay and that's why I'm here.
Although Chapel Allet and Aldi, recommended. It's very nice.
Yeah?
Yes, yeah.
That's posh up there, won't it?
Yeah. Although they haven't got the new fridges in now with the closing doors. So it's all open. Very wasteful.
Have you got a spreadsheet about that?
Yeah.
Energy consumption of Aldi's.
Compiling which Aldi's have got the best fridge doors.
Why do I feel like you're mocking me? Hey?
Right, let's get back into the trauma then. We'll deal with Portsmouth.
Can we talk about different Aldi's?
No, football.
We can pivot to...
what on earth is wrong with you, man? Have you put Portsmouth on our sheet here for today? This is our tour of the fan channels. It's supposed to be fun and light and entertaining. What are you doing?
We've got to hear from opposition fans. We did lose. Let's hear from them. It's going to be fine.
Any Leeds fans that are joining us for their second helping of the season of 4-0 over it, an extra special welcome back to you. Please do consider subscribing. Help us on the aim and the ultimate milestone. It's a big goal that we're approaching. 20,000 subscribers on the channel. And Gaz, we're going to go for 1,000 likes today.
That's just giving me fucking PTSD from my local radio days, that.
Too enthusiastic.
Welcome to the show, guys. Hi, it's the Wacky show.
When you guys are doing the Levi Solicitors read, why do we not have a bed of lovely music?
Because rights and stuff. We could put one in. We can, yeah. We've got an account that allows us to get.
You're sat there doing nothing. You just do it.
I'm doing it now.
Call Levi Solicitors.
Hi, guys.
I hate it.
Will's probate conveyancing.
Anyway, it becomes less weirdly corporate as it goes on. This is just some people being happy afterwards. It's fine. Just listen to it, Dan. It's fine.
This might well be the post-match debrief of all post-match debriefs. That was all right, wasn't it? Enjoy that. I quite enjoyed that.
It was great. Do you know, Tom, all through that second half, I was listening around me and all I could think of was your interview with the special John in the week, you know? The bit where he talks about Fratton Park and the home form, Merson making the comment, have you ever played at Fratton Park?
Yeah.
Of course you can rely on your home form sort of thing. And it, you know, second half, players, spectators, everyone just dug deep, didn't they? It was absolutely fantastic.
Not enjoying this, Michael. Not gonna lie. They've got 4 wins out of 5. They're playing Plymouth next, which they should win. I hope they go down just because they're happy.
They won't.
They're unlikely to go
right, because they're on 42 points now, and Derby have played a game more and are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they're 7 points behind.
There
them.
were loads of teams in between as well.
Right.
They're going to be fine.
Yeah.
They spoke to John Mousinho, by the way, is what he was referencing there when he said spoke to the special John. He's not a local character in Portsmouth.
That was going to be my question. Who's special John?
Yes, John, their manager.
It sounds like a character from like Robin Hood or something as well.
Somebody's got carrying a dead seagull around with them in the local area. Anyway, we'll hear some praise for Leeds fans and then we'll move on from this.
And this season we're taking 4 points off Leeds, who are potentially a Premier League team next season.
How many other sides will do that this year? Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
People say that, there's the stadiums out there, that are noisier than Fratton Park. I doubt that very much because it was rocking today. And I will have a shout out to the Leeds fans. Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Absolutely loud in that away end.
Even at 1-0 down, absolutely.
1-0 down, fantastic. And good luck for the rest of the season. You've still not got it in the bag yet, but you're almost there.
Oh, don't be nice about us just because you've won. Hate it.
Do you feel bad for wishing relegation on them?
Yeah. No. No.
I don't actually
You're supposed
know.
to be mean about other teams, not nice.
There's normally teams that want to go down from the Championship. I don't particularly. I suppose I'd like Derby to go down if any of them, but I'm not overly arsed.
It's all very beneath us, isn't it?
And
I don't really-
hopefully soon we'll be doing.
Yeah, I don't really pay attention to it. He said we were. He said
The
our,
arrogance. As you were saying, was it yesterday on the show? Like the opportunity for egg on the face. Is
Oh, yeah.
terrible.
That's what football's all about. He said that our away fans were absolutely loud.
Right.
They were absolutely loud. Came across well. Do you want to stick with a bit more Portsmouth?
Can we do just while we're talking about home grounds, right? What was the attendance at Bramall Lane
Yeah, it wasn't very full, was it? I did pick up
last
on that.
night for their game against Bristol City? 25,070. Is that the lowest of the season for them?
I have no idea. It doesn't sound. It's not great, that is it?
What does it hold?
More than that.
Okay.
It wasn't. Was it even full when they played us?
No,
Not-
I don't.
not the end it won.
I don't know if they do that thing of
Yeah.
counting tickets that have been sold rather than tickets through the turnstile thing. I don't know. I'd like somebody to perform a root and branch investigation, is what I'm saying, just so we can throw some shade about that. Their highest home attendance was against Sheffield Wednesday in November, which was 31,000, just over that. So
So there's not that many spare seats, really.
It holds 32,000.
Right. Quite a lot of the seats were not taken by Bristol fans, which is a shame because last minute equaliser, you'd like to have seen them go up. Yes.
you see that Vinny D'Souza is having a scan. Good midfielder.
I did.
Possible hamstring injury. That's a shame, isn't it?
Oh, no.
Yeah. And Burnley, is it John Egan, their centre half?
Yep.
3-match ban.
Yes, please.
Scott
Not
Parkross.
John Egan.
Not John Egan.
No. Who is it?
CJ.
He's the one who. John Egan's the one who used to play for Sheffield United.
Right.
Is it CJ Egan? Is that his name?
Yeah, let's say yes.
Great.
Right.
It's all beneath us.
Confused by the Egans because there's an Egan family in Severance, which I'm watching at the minute as well. So it's all terribly confusing. Anyway, your Egan man, he's 3-match suspension, and Scott Parker got sent off for dressing like a schoolboy, didn't he? See that?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, that was what the ref said as he brandished the red card at him. For was it afters? Are we calling it afters?
Yeah, basically. I've got a little bit from Burnley fans.
Okay.
From last night. Do you want that now? In fact,
Yeah, go on then.
as you mentioned it, it's a little. I've got to say, fair play to Turfcast because they get the videos out quickly. This was last night. I was able to get these. So yeah, this is 3 different people's little short clips joined together to give a flavour of how they're feeling.
But I think ultimately we didn't really do enough to win that match, did we? Thought that second half we just didn't do enough. I know we hit the bar, and I know we had that chance where one of their players dived in at the last ditch tackle. Great tackle, to be fair. But I just felt like we just didn't do enough, and I just feel like on the balance of play, a draw is probably a fair result. So yeah, frustrating now because obviously we had the chance to go top. Leeds obviously slipped up against Portsmouth at the weekend, but you expect him to beat Millwall. Having said that, the good news of the night came from Bramall Lane because obviously they were 1-0 up, and then in the added time, Bristol City equalised. So we'll take that. The gap to Sheffield United stays at 2 points, and as frustrating as it is not to win that match tonight, that's good news, and I'll absolutely take that.
I'm not being negative at all, and I'm not being down about it because that's a really, really good point. And if the performance levels were completely up there tonight, I'd be absolutely buzzing with that point. But, the performance wasn't 100% there. And I suppose it's what they say, isn't it, that champions get points and win games, or get points when they're not playing well. And we've got a point tonight when we haven't played well. So yeah, I'm not too disappointed with it. But like I say, there's moments where I just wish we'd have a little bit more urgency.
Got another big game on Saturday, which will be a tough one, and is now even tougher without Egan Riley. Whenever I last went on the live show, I can't remember when it was, maybe Preston, said, like, the issue no one talks about with Humphries being injured is what happens when, or if at the time, CJ or Steve get injured. Like, we had a problem because now we've got Joe Worrell coming in. We saw against Preston that he's nowhere near the level of the other two. So when you're weakening that team at this stage of the season, when we've got to go to Swansea, which, you know, it's a tough game to go anywhere in this league, then we've got to go to Coventry, which I know they lost tonight to Derby, but I think they are statistically the most informed team in the league. You've lost one of your best players at the worst possible time of the season.
For you.
So basically everyone's losing all their best players and it's going to be fine.
So Swans, like he was saying there, the first chap, that they, you know, draw games. You know, drawing games that you don't play well in is an important thing. They do draw a lot of games. They've drawn 15 games. So I'm going to say Swansea away, draw. Then they play Bristol City at home, draw.
Yep.
Then I'm looking ahead to the game that comes after that, Coventry away, draw.
Defeat.
Oh. All right then. Derby away after that, draw.
Draw, yeah.
Scott Parker
Norwich
against
at
Frank
home.
Lampard.
Then Norwich at home,
Big clash.
draw.
Well, speaking of draws,
Watford away,
draw. Speaking of draws, I've just looked it up.
Sheffield United at home,
draw. Speaking of draws, I've just looked it up. West Brom have drawn.
QPR away,
Draw. Speaking of which, I've just looked it up. West Brom have drawn against all of it. I've drawn in every game against us.
I've got to finish now. Millwall at home.
Draw. I've drawn against us, Sheffield United, and Burnley in every game. So they are the great levellers. So at least no one has gained anything on West Brom. And does that then tell us that West Brom should be slightly higher up if they're able to nullify? I don't know. I don't do football.
West Brom did seem quite good when we played them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you wonder how much they've performed better since they stopped just trying to defend games. Because a lot of their draws came under Corberan, who seemed very, very interested in doing a lot of the draws. They've drawn 17 games, which is 2 higher than Burnley. So I suppose a draw was the likeliest outcome.
I noticed because I was wanting to see the red card, which may get overturned. I don't know. He sort of kicks someone after the full-time whistle. So whether or not they say he's able to argue, I thought the game was still going on and I kicked someone.
Custodial sentence.
I think for a couple of months inside would be for the good of everyone.
Yeah. And Scott Parker, also custodial sentence.
Because Mowbray was there. Mowbray didn't get involved with the ref because he's a better person than Scott Parker.
Yeah.
Mowbray Parker, if they were to have a fight, who are you backing?
Oh, Mowbray all the way.
Mowbray.
Yeah,
He's from the old school.
100%.
He's old school. Yeah.
Even though he's elderly, relatively, and has been ill quite recently.
Old man energy, though. He's got the old man violence.
He would batter Parker.
Yeah.
And me, I will say. I'm not throwing any shade at Scott Parker, though.
You'd be surprised. It'd start, and the first thing Mowbray do is rip his shirt off. And he'd be surprisingly
and you'd be like, oh, shit.
Fucking hell. You've been looking after yourself, Tony.
You'd be like, that's 600 quid's worth of Bladigan there. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Death grip round your neck. You'd be like, fucking hell.
I think that Bladigan's about $3,000 or something, you know.
Is it really?
It's wild, yeah. Started looking at it. Let's not do it, Michael. Don't do it to yourself. Don't look.
I've looked at this before. I've got, but
is it Thom Brown?
I can't remember.
It's the New York, fancy tailor bloke. Yeah.
Right,
I think it's Thom Brown or something like that.
Fair enough.
Gives him his clobber.
Yeah, and now
grow up, Scott.
Now Google Lens is a thing. I do quite enjoy looking at footballers' outfits because you can just like search up an image and it'll tell you where to buy it.
Do you remember how horrified you were when we discovered that Matthias Klick was wearing like a £900 fleece? That was upsetting, wasn't it, for you?
Yeah, I think Klick looks pretty good though, generally speaking. So it did make me question whether or not it's worth it. I mean, obviously it's not. And if I bought that fleece, I'd just look like an oddball because I'm not Matthias Klick. But Scott Parker looks dreadful.
Yeah.
And I genuinely don't know anyone I've never seen anyone defending him either. Because sometimes...
Well, it's fashion sense.
Yeah. It's just universally accepted that he's dressing in a strange way.
Yeah, well, it was a question we did pose before, but mercifully let it hang. Why is he dressing like a schoolboy?
Because it makes him feel nice.
Right.
He's not dressing for you, boys. He's dressing for himself.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
It's 2025. Come on.
Excellent. Next.
Do you want to go back to Portsmouth, then to Sheffield United?
Why are you taking us to Portsmouth?
Listen, we've got to listen to some stuff about this game.
We don't have to. It's our show. We can put on it what we want.
Well, some of it might even make you feel better.
Good.
Right. Pompey and Itmush. Let's hear from them. This is we had him on the first day of the season. These are the lad who's got a nice Sabutio intro, lines up the teams
Yes, I remember this.
in the kits and stuff.
Oh, really?
It's really nice.
Did you have Sabutio as a kid? I did.
I did.
Yeah, I loved it. It's one of those middle-aged things where I thought, now I've got a bit more time on my hands. Kids are growing up. Could I possibly build an extension to the house? In it, I'll put a Sabutio pitch, start building the stands.
But that's the thing to do as soon as like your daughter moves out.
Yeah, repurpose the room.
Bed out the room, big bit of chipboarding.
Yeah.
Properly mount the pitch. Got some stands. You got your floodlights in. She comes home. You're like, all right, yeah.
You're sleeping under the Sabutio pitch.
It's now a Sabutio room.
What do you want?
It's like, there's a loft, I suppose. If you want to get the ladder down, get yourself up there.
I mean, all your things are up there, so yeah.
And you could do it next week when they play again. You could drive over to the Huddersfield B&Q and pretend like you're not interested in the football to pick up a few bits.
Sounds like a plan.
There we go.
Mentioned egg on face. Why don't you count the eggs in Aldi? That'd be a nice thing to do.
Yeah.
Just get them all out.
Yeah.
Check for breakages. Put some stats together. How many broken eggs you found?
Yeah.
Relative.
They didn't have any raisins last night, so I had to buy sultanas.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
If they don't have either, you can get grapes and just bide your time.
Right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Just leave them out in the Bradford sun.
Yeah. Does the same job. Anyway, Pompey and it mush. They had a nice time. Let's hear them.
We all thought the opening game against them was amazing. I think that was just another level. It was amazing.
It was a really, really good game of football. I don't think many people predicted Pompey to win today.
No. I knew we would get a result. I thought we would get a point, but clearly we got all three.
What performance. Were we the better side by far? I think we were. I think we did. They had a lot of chances, didn't they? Nico made some really good saves, 3 good saves, and they hit the bar.
Yeah.
But then we hit the post. And then, so I think we were the better side. They don't like it at Fratton Park, do they?
No, well, 39 years in the league, something like that.
I don't know what the record is.
Just
a lot of games in the league. But
silly.
After last week coming out of Luton, a few people were going, typical Pompey, lose to Luton, beat Leeds. Yeah, all right. And
we have.
Fantastic.
We have.
Right.
I didn't think it was fantastic.
No. Rubbish.
I didn't think they were the better team either, but we move.
But he seems like a nice young lad. So,
he does.
So fine.
Do you know what? I hope it's many, many years until we have to play them again at Fratton Park.
I mean, that would be ideal.
Yeah.
Although I'd rather Fratton Park than where's shit Arsenal.
Yeah, but it's a bit like Oldham. We played Oldham for years, and that was just a horrible place to go.
Mm.
And then we got round that by never playing them.
Where are Oldham now? Are they non-league now?
Where is it? It's just outside Manchester, just to the east.
Very good.
In the Pennine.
Top of a big hill.
Foothills. Yeah, next.
So he likes to get people to say Pompey in it, because that's the name of his channel, at the end of stuff. And sometimes Portsmouth fans...
Do we need to youth up our channel? Do we need to start referring to people as not as like listeners or whatever, but as ballers, for example?
Yeah.
I thought I was here to youth up the channel. No?
Mm-hmm.
Have you not told him?
You're deceptively young. That's what I describe you as.
Deceptively young.
I've been in that camp myself as a long-term baldman.
Yeah.
People have generally assumed I wasn't in my early 20s. Like, oh, is he? That's a shame.
It's the voice going up an octave. Oh, yeah. Right, yeah.
Anyway, this Pompey in it thing, people who know about it will say it, but then sometimes he tries to get people to say it at the end, and they are rightly confused by it. And sometimes it's even Leeds fans.
Yeah, play Pompey in it.
Thank you.
Good man. Nice to see you.
And you.
Can we get a Pompey in it?
Pompey in it.
I think Pompey will stay up anyway. Pompey in it.
Thank you.
Stay up.
And can we get a Pompey in it?
Is that
It's got to say Pompey in it.
Pompey in it?
Pompey in it, whatever that is.
Thank you.
Look.
And can we get Pompey in it?
Pompey in it.
Thank you.
It's just like, it's quite functional as well. You go, can you get that? Thank you.
Yeah.
Good.
Very businesslike.
But yeah, there's some Leeds fans there. This is one we just go, Pompey in it?
Just try, please give us the reaction that we need.
I don't know what that means, but Pompey in it. People are thinking, they're not saying anything. This isn't like a trick to get me to say something racist or anything, no?
Again, you'd think that with the power of editing, he could only include the ones that sound like they give it some verve, as opposed to Pompey in it.
That's reminded me back when in the radio days, and you used to do a competition, but you'd do your calls off air when the songs were playing, so you could like tighten them up, make them sound really, really punchy. And the biggest problem was always that competition winners never wanted to kind of scream and go nuts when they won something. I remember once giving away a holiday gave away a holiday, like a week-long holiday in Vegas. It was 5 days in Vegas or something like that. And this woman just went kind of, yay. Like, right, okay. Pretend you're happy, right? Right, give me a scream, will you? 3, 2, 1. Yay! Thank you so much. Like that. It's like, just chop out the bit in the middle.
Yeah.
But there's no idea.
Just allow people to be as they are.
Curmudgeonly.
No.
Nice one.
Mate, it's theatre. It's theatre of the mind, isn't it? And the daft thing is, right, the week after we gave away a weekend in Whitby and the person who won that went absolutely batshit mental. Seriously.
I'm often criticised for not liking stuff enough.
Just in general.
Well, you know, like if you're out for like a meal or something, I'd be like, what's it like? I'm like, it's nice.
It's food.
It's good.
Yeah.
But like sometimes that's not enough for people sometimes, is it?
Yeah.
Or like, you know, I've got this new outfit. What do you think of it?
That's great.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Well,
what more do you want?
Oh my God!
Yeah, that would not
Absolutely
sound sincere.
stunning.
Yeah. That wouldn't be sincere.
Yeah, exactly. You can't do right for doing wrong, can you? Sometimes, you know, just be like, yeah, good.
But that is a really, really delicate dance, particularly if it's your own wife. I mean, we're going into Yorkshire sexist mustard talk here. You know, when wife comes out in an outfit, she says, what do you think I look like? What do you think I look like? Do you think I look good? Do I look good?
Not Lynn Gelhart good, but certainly fine.
And the only acceptable answer as a sexist Yorkshireman is to go, I would love, yes, I would.
With little winks and nods.
Slap on the arse as she goes back out to change out of it. Anyway, 2025 again.
Right, let's go to... do you want to go Blades Ramble?
Where?
We'll have a little bit of break between Portsmouth.
Yeah.
Blades Ramble, this is the sound of disappointment from last night. It's a low-key sort of disappointment, and it actually felt very familiar from the way we've been in the past week from following a West Brom draw. It's just... I know it's sort of fine, but it's sort of not.
I've only had the car journey with my dad back to calm myself down, but even then, and it's weird because it's another point gained. We're actually top of the league. We've gone top tonight, and a lot of us are a little bit deflated, and it sort of pushes me back into that mindset of why do we just sit back with 20 minutes to go? We are just letting them come on to us. And it's hard to have a go because I thought Bristol City played well tonight. And it is it's a well-earned point. We caught the back end of Chris Wilder's interview. My dad got it up on Sky Go, so we only caught back end. I mean, I know they'll say they're managing Rob Holding's minutes, but I thought he were absolutely superb at the back. And then he comes off and we look weak. Robinson, and I know these are raw, and I apologise for being as blunt as I am with him, but I can't deal with him. I can't deal with him. I think there were just so many little things, little nuances today that wound me up.
God, it's so relatable, isn't it?
It's just that.
It's so relatable.
It's that noise where you go.
I know we're top of the league.
It's so many fucking things.
It's by any external measure, it's probably fine, but I don't feel happy about this.
It's left brain and right brain having an argument, and all that happens is you go, I don't know. Help.
Yeah, we're top of the league, but I'm not having fun. Yeah, it ruins us all, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It ruins us all.
Pretty much. Shall we hear from some people who are sensible, and by which I mean tend to say Leeds are good?
Oh, it's not the top 20.
It's not the top 20. It's giving us some outballs, I suppose, for why it's okay to lose to Portsmouth.
What a game this was, by the way. Such fun to watch.
For sure. And to kind of add some substance to the bone on the tough place to go line. Like if you look at Pompey's home record this season against teams in the top 10, they've lost 2 games of those, but both of those were the first 2 teams that they played in the current top 10. They lost to Sunderland at home on the 31st of August, 3-1. They lost to Baggies 2 weeks later on September the 15th, 3-0. Since then, they've drawn 0 against Sheffield United and 0-0 against Sheffield United and Burnley. They've beaten Leeds. They've beaten Coventry 4-1. They've beaten Bristol City 3-0, beaten Middlesbrough 2-1, and they've drawn with Norwich 0-0.
It's a graveyard out there.
Oh, those lads, they talk sense, don't they?
Does make me feel better.
Yeah, it really does.
Well, here's some more consolation then.
In a way, this is one of those games where for Leeds fans, all they see is we've gone away to a Portsmouth side who, needed to win in order to ensure that they're not going to get relegated, and we got beaten. That is a disaster. But I really don't think, and I'm, slightly after timing here. I didn't say anything to you at the time, so it is annoying because it's proper after timing. But on the betting show, you put up Leeds to 0, and I did think, I was like Pompey at home are just a completely different beast. Effectively, like Pompey at home are a genuine top half side, probably even better than that when you consider how comfortably they beat some of the poorer teams in the league. And therefore, there is an angle here that this result isn't as disastrous as I guess Leeds fans may think it is. And when you also factor in the performance itself, and this is what I think is interesting about this, is that realistically, we can praise Pompey all we like, but on balance of play, they should have been behind by the time Colby Bishop scores. It is a brilliant goal, an unbelievable ball, like the only place the ball could have split the defence. Bishop showing some pace I didn't really know he had. And then with a finish that I didn't really know he had in the far corner. Meslier should probably be a bit more commanding and come out and deal with it, possibly. But before that, Leeds should have had an absolutely blatant penalty.
Are you not allowed to volley someone inside the box?
You can't volley someone's leg. And then Joel Peru, who is, he has his detractors, but over time is one of the most clinical finishers in Championship football and has been in recent history. With two very good chances, the first of which he doesn't do too much wrong. Schmidt makes a decent save. The second of which is kind of unforgivable, where he blazes the ball over the bar from close range with the goal gaping. And Schmidt makes loads of big saves at 1-0. There is nothing in Leeds' performance on Sunday to suggest that they're falling apart or that they are dropping off. It's just one of those games where they couldn't put their chances away. They've come up against a keeper inspired and they've conceded to a good goal.
I mean, you hear the words. The words go in your head, but you can't convince yourself, can you?
This is what I was saying.
Well done you for being right.
But you like it when it's my man, but not little old Dino. Come on.
He's not coping with something, though. If you say it's because you're coping with something.
Right. Fair enough.
He's an Oxford fan, isn't he?
George.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, he's right to say that. You're just saying it. Even though you're saying the same thing, I do concede.
So I have the ability to lie to you guys, whereas these don't.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they might actually both love Leeds as well.
Yeah.
They've never said anything bad about us.
No. And they keep willingly coming back on here and indulging us in our nonsense.
So can we let them just decide the league table?
Okay.
But this just blows the title race wide open, regardless of what I made of Leeds' performance, where here we go back to the bone and the substance. But it's a bit like, if you're cooking your roast chicken on a Sunday and the timer goes off, you get the chicken out, you stick a fork in it, juices are clear, you're like, perfect, this is done. You take it out, you start carving it, and you're like, whoa, no, sorry, I got it wrong, it's going back in the oven. The championship is back in the oven, I'm afraid, even though some of us said it was done.
Buy a meat thermometer, for God's sake.
That was a strange metaphor.
Kind of know what it means.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Food poisoning? We've all got food poisoning?
He thought it was done. Turns out it maybe isn't done.
It's not quite done.
So it's going back in for a bit.
Then it might come out and belong to someone else. Might come out and not be a chicken.
That's the bit that doesn't work, yeah.
I can't believe he's been cutting into the chicken, though, before.
Turns out it's a ham.
But why be cutting into the chicken when you don't know for sure? It's just put your thermometer in it.
Turns out it's cake. You seen those shows?
Oh, yeah.
He's chopping into it. It's like, fucking hell, it's lemon drizzle, this.
I don't have a thermometer.
Right.
Do you have a thermometer?
No, I'm a temperature vibesman.
Oh, risky.
Yeah.
Risky. I am a meat proberman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Treat myself to a meat probe.
I'll just jab my little finger in if necessary. Judge it off that.
It burns.
Fucking hell, it's so hot. Yeah, that can work as well.
Yeah. Good as the old meat probe.
Is it?
Do I see my meat probe?
Is it a Bluetooth one?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's very fancy.
Yeah, It connects to my phone.
Didn't realize you're a millionaire.
Yeah. Connects to my phone and my watch, so I can sit in the lounge and just leave it in there, and it'll just tell me it's got 15 minutes left. Like, great.
Bloody hell.
That does sound really cool, actually.
It really is, honestly.
Dan's a big gadget man, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, massively.
He's a tech man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the future, lads.
Have you ever put it in anything that isn't being cooked?
My meat probe?
Yeah.
Elaborate.
To take a human's temperature?
Not yet.
Okay.
I think it might work.
Should do.
Might
tell you that you're like an undercooked steak or something.
Yeah, which in many ways I am. Yeah. Wow, another very graphic image. Go on.
Right, let's finish up with a couple of championshipy bits. Should we go to? Oh, let's go to Norwich. In fact, they lost quite funnily to Sheffield Wednesday, didn't they, last night? Did you see that one?
Yeah, they were 2-1 up and lost 3-2.
2-0 up.
2-0.
And quite late in the game as well.
Yeah, first goal went in about 60-ish, I think.
Yeah. So they were having a bit of a meltdown anyway. And it seems that following that, an argument has kicked off about a drum.
Hey, there's no need for that, is there? What? Shove your drumsticks up your arse.
Yeah, we don't fucking want to drum here. We've been here for
You don't, maybe. You don't.
We're season tickets.
You don't. And
20 years.
Speak to Elliot then. Speak to Elliot.
A lot of us don't like it.
Speak to Elliot.
Who's Elliot? I don't know fucking know who Elliot
Good.
is.
He's your fan engagement officer.
Who the fuck is Elliot?
He's the fan engagement officer.
Why?
Speak to him. Speak to Elliot.
We've been here for 25 years.
Good.
Turn up. That's it.
Good.
We don't even fucking know who you are.
Good.
Yeah, we've all been here 25 years.
Yeah, fantastic.
E.T. the sequel, isn't it, that?
Yeah.
E.T. the sequel. Who the fuck's Elliot?
We've been here for 25 years.
Good. He just takes to saying good at the end because he's not got any arguments about it. Good.
Just like people just lashing out, finding a vessel through which to channel their disappointment, their anger.
If they'd won that game 2-0, everybody just goes home.
Yeah. Fair
Stick your fucking drumsticks up your arse.
It's confirmation bias of I don't like the drum anyway, and then we've lost, and it's the fucking drum's fault. I know it is.
For the record, you can shove your drum right up your arse.
Yeah. Some fan cultures have drums, and I'm willing to allow it.
Yeah.
But that they do it properly. Whereas Norwich, it'll be just Jake Humphrey trying to rally the troops with
on
some
his fucking megaphone and tally ho, chaps.
He wouldn't have been there last night, will he?
No.
Because night game, he's got to be in bed.
Yeah.
So maybe he sits in the might sit in the home in his pajamas so he can get straight
in his gym jams.
Get straight into some sort of motorhome so he can be driven back while snoozing. So that was Norwich. That's going well for them.
Good.
I'm low key pleased Norwich are doing badly, and I can't. Maybe it's a bit of Jake Humphrey. Maybe it's a bit of how smug they were when we drew there, because there was one of their fans saying, "Oh, I think something really special's happening here," and I just thought,
And they beat us to promotion in Bielsa's first season. So
there's a lot of cross pollination, particularly when you put Farker into the mix.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a bit of they took Snodgrass off us, and
Vecchio and obviously playoff semi-final last year. That was a bit of a rip-roaring adventure, wasn't it?
That was fine because they just fully rolled over at Ellen Road, which was good of them.
There is what I'm going to call historical beef.
Yeah, but
Dan can put a thing in and check the temperature off.
Yeah,
but I don't really want
medium rare, Dean.
There you go.
I don't want beef with some drum people,
right?
Or with Elliot.
Yeah,
speak to Elliot.
Yep.
Right then, let's finish on Cornish Janner, because he's a ray of sunshine, isn't he? Generally speaking, but not quite so much anymore because they lost to Hull. And this it seems to start from nowhere, does this clip? But this is because this is how his stream began. He's doing this as he's leaving the ground in Hull.
Absolutely had it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. A game we could not lose, and we've lost. I mean, first of all, before I go into this, guys, welcome to the stream. First of all, can I just say a massive congratulations to Hull, because they deserved it way more than we did, first of all. Second of all, I know we looked so tired, but they looked like they wanted it way more than us. And third of all, it just goes to show how much of some of our... This just goes to show how much some mentalities at our football club honestly don't give a flying crap. They care fucking way more about Man City and Liverpool and Brentford than tonight. This was a must-win tonight. I know the second goal was offside, but I don't care. That was absolutely dreadful. In a must-not-lose game, in a must-win game even, I've now got to go back to my hotel in Hull tonight at the Ibis Hotel crying. St. Piran's Day has been absolutely ruined. Thank you, Argyle.
I don't like hearing him unhappy, but that has just completely thrown me, that bit at the end. What's that about?
It's St. Piran's Day.
Explain yourself.
It's a Cornish thing. Feast of St. Piran is a national day of Cornwall.
Right.
It's named after St. Piran, who's the patron saint of tin miners.
Obviously.
It's patron saint of tin miners.
Yeah.
Well, the tin miners down there, aren't they?
Lovely.
So there you go.
Right, well, that's ruined his day, hasn't it?
St. Piran's Day and an Ibis in Hull.
Yeah, and he didn't say Ibis particularly well. It was like it was the Abyss. He was like, I've got to go to this Ibis hotel.
Could have been worse. Could have been an Ibis budget.
Yeah. Right. I mean, I remember we stayed in one of those, didn't we, in Manchester?
Oh, yes, we did, yeah.
That was fucking bleak, mate. It was like a prison cell.
The one in Manchester's better than some I've stayed in.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it the one with the bunk bed over the top of the double bed?
No, we had just twin beds, didn't we?
Twins. It was very compact.
It was about, yeah, there was no... It was two mattresses, but essentially in one space.
Yeah.
Cozy.
Yeah. And then...
it was a shit mattress as well, actually. I remember that.
Oh, because you must have fucking moaned about your back, no doubt.
I mean,
it's me back.
It's likely. It is likely.
But I remember using the toilet was in a little cubicle, but it was very oppressive. It was very small.
Ah, yeah, you get the pooing pantry, don't you? In an Ibis budget.
And they feel like an afterthought. It feels like they've kind of marked out the room and then just because it's
no
in
toilet.
It's in a little fucking hell, there's no toilet.
Yeah.
I have to shove these beds together and it's like a little.
It's a prefab, isn't it? Almost. Yeah.
They just shove it in the corner.
Yeah.
Was it one?
Not nice.
Did it have a shower in the room? Because I know sometimes the shower just opens out into the room, doesn't it? It's just
it was just you had to stick it out the window under the leaky gutter.
Oh, nice.
That was it, wasn't it? Yeah. No, it did, but it was one of those prefab kind of modelled off site and then just basically glued in place.
Prefab's exactly the word I was looking for. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, that was again. We paint such a glamorous image of the square ball and our big nights out.
But back to Cornish Janner, I can feel his headache. The way that he was talking about that, everything was coming out of him.
Yeah.
Felt like a real struggle. Bless him. He needs a couple of paracetamol and lie down.
Well, he's going to get more angry, I'm afraid, because obviously we heard from him after the cup wins. Best bits of the season, said it was like the best day he'd ever had. But now, because you can't follow that up with league wins, the good thing becomes the bad thing, and the frustration around that is too much.
There's something up with our football club. There is something up with our football club. Oh, look at us, look at us, look at us, look at us, look at us. We've got Liverpool. We've got Manchester City. A proud FA Cup run. And I don't blame that. It's been brilliant. Oh, look at that. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. Oh, we're magic in the FA Cup. We're magic in the FA Cup. Well, away days in the league. Away days in the league. Away days in the fucking championship. It's a completely different story.
You said I was having a breakdown.
At least he's not pretending.
He ran out of breath then.
Can I just say, by the way, Plymouth Argyle in the league played 18, won none, drawn 5, lost 13, scored 6 goals, conceded 42, 5 points on the road.
It is, in some ways, as much as I've enjoyed Cornish Janner and I don't mind Plymouth as a club, the idea of the last game of the season being a complete dead rubber for them,
very important,
has a real appeal for me, because knowing they might need something from it has been like a bit of a fly in the ointment, because you go, yeah, they're down the bottom, we should win, but if they're needing something to stay up, I'd much rather they were just cut adrift at this stage.
Which seems quite likely the way that it's going. They're on 30 points, now 6 points adrift of Cardiff. Surprised you didn't dig out the Cardiff boy. He was swearing last night on his channel, wasn't he?
No, it wasn't. It was just some crowd footage was that. I think the swearing will probably come later, because they lost again, didn't they? I think.
They did. I think they were 1-0 up and then lost.
Yeah, well, the caption on the video was, "For fuck's sake, we are down, Cardiff, fucking useless," and then QUE. I don't know if you ran out of letters or...
I think it was just crowd footage of people were going to Shrewsbury as one of the songs. Which was nice. Anyway, back to Cornish Janner to finish, and he's live streaming this. You can obviously see comments coming in. He must recognise someone as being an Exeter fan, either from
big beef,
from like the name or the icon or something, and he's having none of it.
Fuming. Stop crying. Of course I'm going to cry. It's my fucking team, you bozo. And then again, you're an Exeter fan. They're all inbred and they don't understand a single thing of words, posh bastards.
What a payoff.
Good lad.
Didn't expect that. He's fucking snapped, hasn't he?
Starts with bozo.
He's
Ends with a C-bomb.
He's driving to fucking Exeter Aldi.
And he said he doesn't even understand a single thing of words. His head's gone.
Head loss. I love it.
I'm often pleased for the fact that we, after a home game in particular, have a bit of time to walk back from the ground and just a bit of time to cool off. Because I think live streaming as you're leaving a stadium is risky.
Yeah.
And it's... We'll at least be calm when we're discussing that Millwall defeat.
The daft thing is, because they beat Liverpool and they've had the best time ever with it, it's probably the worst thing that could have happened this season, because what it's done is it's raised their expectations and their hope and their enjoyment levels. If you shit all season and you think we're going down, fine, you make your peace with it. But that gets you all up there. It raises the bar again, doesn't it, for how you feel emotionally. You think, this football team can make me feel good.
Yeah. And there's performances in there.
Yeah.
I know.
Why can't they do this in the league?
I know we've got... It's like, well, I suppose when we had the FA Cup run in League One and everything was going brilliantly, and then all of a sudden we were like, drawing with Wickham and losing to Swindon, and everyone was like absolutely losing their minds about it. So, sorry, Cornish Jana. You just have to deal with it.
That's life, innit? That's football. Anything else?
No. Any other trips you need to tell us about? I feel like
depends how tonight goes, mate.
We started on you sharing some stuff. I feel like there's probably more you're hiding.
More will come out.
Have you got any survival stuff in the boot of your car? Shovel, tarpaulin, just for making it a beeline to the woods.
It may happen at any given. But if we do blow it this season, that is a genuine, realistic prospect. Is the woods.
Have you already identified a really lovely, cozy underpass that you can go and have a few tenants super underneath?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got it picked out. He's got it picked out.
Yeah.
Is it a decent drive away? Or is it local?
May or may not be the M606 heading out of Bradford.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Good spot.
Beautiful place.
Accessible from Ellen Road.
Yeah.
So that'd be nice. Okay. Well, there you go. Strap in for tonight, lads. Enjoy if possible.
Try.
See you down at Aldi, yeah?
Yeah, big time. Big time. All of them.
See you in a bit.
The Square Ball Podcast.